What is the basis of the minhag to tear a twig or a blade of grass and toss it over our shoulder when leaving the Ohel or a cemetery?
The Rabbi did it. That's the reason. And you're supposed to say a pasuk, which means that they're gonna glance out of the earth like grass. There's the Gemara in Masechta Sanhedrin discusses Tchias HaMesim. It's a lengthy discussion with a whole bunch of proofs for Tchias HaMesim and insights into Tchias HaMesim. And one of the ideas which emerges in that Gemara is that Tchias HaMesim is like grass grows. In other words, if you wanted to explain it biologically, when a person dies and they bury him in the ground, it's like planting a seed. You plant a seed of wheat, a wheat grows, right? And as the Gemara says, the kernel of wheat was planted without a lavush, without its husks. And then when it grows, it comes out with husks, with lavushim. You plant a human being. When a person passes away, you put him in the ground. And like the Gemara says, there's an etzem luz, the Chazal say there's a bone which always remains. And then Tchias HaMesim, they grow out of the ground. There are certain animals that the Eibishter designed them to have what's called delayed implantation, which means they conceive and the early fetus divides a number of times and then it stops. And it waits for the perfect conditions and then it continues to develop until the baby is born. So in my imagination, the concept of Tchias HaMesim is a person passes away, you planted him in the earth, and the earth waits for a right climate for them to grow human beings out of the ground. And the pasuk compares it to the growing of grass. Just like grass grows from the earth, the Yidden who are going to get up at Tchias HaMesim grow out of the ground. And by the way, by Yetzias Mitzrayim, we also have that idea. Revava ketzemach hasoda nesativ. That we were like grass. Vatirbi, vatigdili, badiadoyim, and so on, that they grew out of the ground, the children, that the women would go out into the fields and they would have babies and they would leave them there and the earth would swallow them and there'd be two stones, one would provide them with milk and the other would provide them with honey, and the Egyptians would plow the earth and they would grow out of the ground when they were grown like grass and come home. Tchias HaMesim is the same idea. So the removal of the grass and the throwing it over the shoulder and saying is anticipating the need of Tchias HaMesim. That's what I understand to be the reason for this minhag. And the Rebbe did it every time. You could see it in the films.